I'm so scared.
Should
Remember that time Matt said he was going to send me things? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't, did I?
Oh my gosh, Matt.
Hang on.
It's a copy and paste job. He sent it already to Jamie.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Imagine if we all just sat here for like 20 minutes while Matt just typed.
Just whack, 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 and occasionally just smashes his head against the keyboard.
And then laughs maniacally.
And then just do a slow roto zoom on my face as the look of horror appears.
You just slowly cover your mouth.
Been watching. Well, I haven't been watching. I watched one of the shorts from. Oh crap! I just lost the name of the movie where he becomes God for a day or whatever.
Bruce Almighty?
Bruce Almighty?
Bruce Almighty. And he's
Evan Almighty?
the first
Steve
one.
Almighty?
Yeah. Bruce Almighty is where he becomes God. Evan Almighty is where he pantomimes being Noah, kind of.
Mhm.
That's where he parts his hair, right? Or is that in the first one? What are we talking about? What's happening?
Matt
The
just stopped
Almighty-
responding.
The Almighty
my,
Shorts?
my message is too long. Hang on.
I knew it.
I hate when that happens.
Well, if I want Nitro, I can post
Uh-huh.
as long as there we go. I had to break it down. It's the scene where he's I forgot the guy from The Office is doing his report, and he's like, I mean, it's really his turn.
Oh, the newscaster scene?
Yeah, Michael Scott, who is
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. Thank you. Really funny. It's better than when I do it for sure.
That one's good, but the one in Liar Liar is, I think,
Oh,
that's my
God.
favorite one of those.
Oh my god, that's such a funny movie.
The courtroom scene where he's just babbling.
Yeah, and he can't lie. And the pen in my hand is royal blue.
Yep.
Trying to say it's red. It's funny. There's some actually good outtakes or cutscenes at the end of that too, where they bloopers that are really funny.
I still do that today to the kids where I'll pick up a napkin or something in a restaurant and just scrunch it up into a little bowl and go, a goose.
Goose.
So
yeah, that's the best. Yep.
That's good.
A goose.
Wait, I'm supposed to be reading things.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Rhubarb.
God.
Yeah. It's a bit of text.
Has anybody seen the second Dune yet? I was going to go watch it Sunday and didn't.
Not yet.
Oh, is that the one that everybody's making fun of the popcorn bucket?
Yes.
No idea. Yes?
Yes, it is.
Who's
It's
everyone?
quite weird. Look it up, Matt.
I think it's just the internet at
spoiler?
large.
No, just look up Dune 2 popcorn bucket, and you'll know.
This-
You won't even have to read anything about it.
Saturday Night Live did a song about it a couple of weeks back. It was great.
Oh my. I imagine that was no innuendo and only single entendres.
Oh, dear God. Who in the hell thought that was a good idea? I'm definitely going now.
Horrible.
For those of you listening to this, we're not showing a dang thing on the stream.
A lot of people had to say yes to that in a boardroom. Like a lot.
I mean, at least 3.
So, the
Please.
Who
teeth,
controls the
what are
popcorn
the-
controls the universe.
What are the teeth made out of? Like hard plastic or soft? Like
They're supposed to be teeth.
Well, it's the
Like
worm
bristly.
face, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen the first one.
That cannot be comfortable. I mean, you're supposed to
I
stick
feel
your
like-
hand down in there and get your popcorn, right?
On the one hand, everybody should look up pictures of this. On the other hand, I really want all of you to avoid that. And just picture it in your mind what you think it looks like. It's probably worse than that,
Yeah.
but I want you to imagine.
I think we lost Adkins.
No, it was a bit.
Okay. So I was wondering. I was either gonna say we lost him, or you're doing a really fantastic job at holding still.
It was great. I went all in. It was great.
Yeah. I was like,
Glad somebody finally noticed.
I was worried.
I was breathing, but it was belly breathing. It was
Shallow.
below the diaphragm. It was awesome. I just, for those of you listening, I just pretended to have basically lost video where I just froze.
Even more technical difficulties.
I'm doing it again.
It's uncanny. I mean, I'm impressed.
It's
It's
a
kind of
gift.
scary.
Son of a gun.
It can't be canned. I'm only halfway through reading
I
this
was gonna
thing.
be right
How
back.
much of this do I need to know?
How you turn into a barbarian. That's fine.
You get hangry. That's what you should have done. Offered Farazan a Snickers.
You're not you and you're hungry.
I knew they're hungry.
Pocket taco?
Pocket taco. That's what I need to craft is a little taco satchel, like a belt pouch that's
Oh,
shaped
yeah.
exactly like it. Just unsnap it, and you've got a taco.
Like the old phone cases, kind of.
Exactly, like a little clamshell.
love
except
that.
tortilla shell. Or a bandolier, taco bandolier.
Oh,
We're slowly dropping people here.
I know, they're dropping like flies. It's not me this time.
Stop it. Dang it, Atkins, I can see you moving. So one pixel go left and right. I'm gonna just turn him off. That's what I'm gonna do.
and also remove him from the call.
And also remove him from the call. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's so weird.
Where
How do you pull off the blurry look?
he's just naturally blurry.
He's actually Bigfoot.
It's Maybelline.
It really, if I'm blurry, it's because my Ethernet cable died and I'm having to rely upon Wi-Fi. Me freeze
running
framing
bits
is
backwards
a
and
gift.
forwards to the wall.
It's a talent.
So you're literally crying wolf because you will freeze at one point tonight. We'll be like, he's just messing.
Possibly. If I do, you'll hear me furiously typing because I have the world's loudest keyboard. I'll just be like, it's for realsies this time, guys.
He's like, I'm sorry.
Mayday, mayday.
The player who
okay,
cried lag.
I've read enough of this to be incredibly afraid.
So, might as well get started then.
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
It's a great way to start any gaming session.
Let me pull up the map. There.
So somebody give me a recap. The last thing you guys
I
remember.
refuse.
Rathiel failed a charisma check.
That was pretty
Taking
much
it back a step.
Yep.
Some people tried to murder us. We murdered them. In the process, Farazan went nuts. Tried to murder everyone else. We stopped Farazan. And now Tarathiel has his amulet. And everything is fine.
And go.
Well, it's fine.
So yeah, you did. I think we went over this part. You put the amulet on, and you had that moment. But you actually, of course, this is kind of behind the curtain. When Farazan put it on, it was just had no idea because he had no idea. But having Tarathiel experiencing Farazan take it, you still feel like it's very natural. It's it's like a fourth finger, but something's wrong. It's like when you realize you're hallucinating. Like it's not right, but you just believe it's right.
So we had
It's
rolled
like Master of the
initiative, and Tarathiel went. He was the fastest, so he managed to grab the necklace and put it on during his.
No, I think he managed to stab Farazan to death. Like one shot.
Yes, Farazan is down.
That was out of.
He stabbed Farazan, and then we all rolled charisma, and he failed the charisma.
Yeah,
Which is
and
why
then-
he took it.
And then I think
And one initiative.
we rolled
Yes.
new initiative after that,
We did.
and he went fastest, so he grabbed the necklace, and I think that's where we stopped.
Yeah, because I have your initiative order right here. Tarathiel, Alma, Spectro, Farazan. So, Tarathiel, you grab the necklace. I think that was your action. Putting it on, kind of like going through that half moment of realization, but not really knowing what's going on. Alma, are you conscious? Yeah, you guys did some healing. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, she's fine.
So, you saw Tarathiel hop down, walk over to Farazan, and just stab him in the neck. I mean, and then Farazan just sack of potatoes. But this is after Farazan. I believe didn't you like drop your weapons? You're like, you know, I'm under arrest.
He took the quiver off, kicked it across the cobblestones. You know,
I
kicked the.
told him it would be okay, and then kicked him in the back of the, and then stabbed him in the back of the head.
Yes.
It'll be fine. This knife will not hurt me.
Like a true friend.
He didn't mention anything about pain. He just said it'd be okay. And he didn't say it'd be okay for. I mean, there were a lot of left out details in that statement.
I had a plan, and to be clear, it's not happening.
I mean,
That's how plans work, right?
can I try to grab the necklace away from Tarathiel?
Absolutely.
It's D&D.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want, so long as
Yeah.
the DM is
How
like,
do you want
yeah,
me to
sure.
do that?
And, again, you, Rachel, pretty much know what Alma knows. Like everything you've seen, you guys have these discussions, except for maybe the inner monologue these two have maybe had with the soul in the amulet itself. You know that Farazan acted weird. He called himself the Blue Duke. Yada yada yada. He tried to beat the crap out of you. No, he was going to, but
Oh, he did.
details. And then Tarathiel just like stabs him, pulls the necklace off, says, "Yeah, now I'm the Blue Duke," or whatever Tarathiel would have said.
Can I assume that since I saved on my charisma check that it's not going to take me over?
You may assume
got a nat 20 on
whatever
it.
you like.
Well, that doesn't answer my question.
Assumptions
So-
are free actions in D&D 5e.
Yeah.
So when you made that charisma saving throw, there was a pull, there was a desire for that amulet. That desire is now gone.
Okay.
How about that?
Then I want. Yeah,
Tarathiel touched it.
I want to
T
try to.
germs.
I'm gonna try to grab it, but what do you want me to roll for that?
That's going to be a grapple check. You're going to be grappling with Tarathiel because
Oh God. Okay.
it's his. It's part of him.
Is
This
that
is opposed,
athletics?
right?
This fourth thing, yeah, totally.
Roll a mine check.
Yeah. So I can oppose this with acrobatics and try and dodge out of the way.
Yes, you can.
So I'm rolling just athletics.
Good luck.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Okay.
I thought you were making a statement.
Well, I'm not gonna get it. I can't. It's an impossibility, so it doesn't really matter.
What's your bonus to athletics?
I don't have one.
Oh, then you're correct.
Man.
Natural 20 would do it. There's a 20 on every die.
So
Oh, this one.
you reach out to basically grab Tarathiel, like get him in like a noogie headlock, and to pull the amulet off, and he just ice cubes out of your hands and moves away a few feet,
Okay.
slippery little sucker.
I tried to comedically dodge out of the way and pulled a muscle in my leg. I'll be back.
I mean, okay. That's my action then.
Yeah, it's an action. You got bonus move. I mean,
Well, I want to stay in this area, I think. So,
Okay. Spectro.
All right, I think at the very end of the last episode when you said Tarathiel had reached out for it, and you were like, "What did you do?" I said, "I'd punch him in the face," which was going to be what I would do to try to keep him from getting it. But if he already dons it, I think that his strategies are going to change. So he's going to look at Tarathiel and say, "Are you the Blue Duke?"
Of course.
And then he's going to kind of like roll his eyes and look at Alma and say, "Okay, the person upon whom the necklace resides has changed, but our circumstances haven't. Danger may have increased because I think Tarathiel is able to do a great deal more damage in certain circumstances than perhaps Farazan could.
mhm.
But fighting him right now might not be our best option. I think our best option now is let's regroup. We had already had a plan in place to try to find somebody that can undo this necklace, and fighting Tarathiel at this point is just going to be, say we succeed. We still have the difficulty of figuring out how to get this thing off of him without it just ending up on somebody else's neck. So we need to go to the roots of this, is what Spetro's suggestion is. So he's not attacking. He's just like, all right, listen, it sucks. It's on somebody else. The combat's not going to resolve this. Like we need to go beyond this.
Need to go plus ultra.
Farazan, give me a DM D20, please.
Oh, I know how to do that. Hold on.
I really wish I didn't have the healing wand right now.
Well, you don't hate. I mean, you don't hate or like them any more than you did. Of course, you did stab Farazan before you wore the necklace,
Right.
so take that with what you will.
Yeah, Spetro's basically, at this point at least, banking on the fact that Tarathiel is not currently in that crazed attack even your best friend's state that Farazan was in earlier. Now, if he discovers otherwise, then tactics change, but...
Okay, so Tarathiel, it's your turn. If
Hang on, because I need to highlight something to you, Matt.
I'm gonna die.
This is fine. This is fine.
I mean, if he's the
Send
Blue
through
Duke,
Discord.
then the Blue Duke knows that we kicked his butt.
Twice now.
So
Yeah.
reading everything else associated with that.
But the first
Okay.
time we kicked his butt, Farazan ended up with the necklace, and he didn't immediately seek revenge.
True.
But it could be, I mean, speaking across the table, so to speak, like not as Spetro, it could absolutely be tied to an HP thing, which means that there's a chance that Tarathiel is at that threshold and is going to go berserk. But I haven't, so far in initiative, I have not seen that.
Okay.
so Tarathiel, on your turn, is it your intent to attack?
No,
Okay, we're going to drop out
I
of
don't
combat.
believe so.
Question.
Okay. Then we are going to drop out of combat. And Farazan, I need another DM roll.
Well, if we're doing that, can I go ahead and heal him then?
Sure.
And just at least bring him back up so we don't have to do that. Spectra, how are you on health?
I'm at like 30% health.
Okay, I can
David,
boost
David,
you.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
She's healing you. Okay. So, tense for a moment. Stab, grab, slip away. Then calmer heads prevail. Tarathiel looks like he's got a little bit of paranoia. He moves across the street. And Farazan blinks his eyes, flutters open as Alma casts some sort of healing on him. What are you guys doing?
I just wanted to say that Farazan will have, 35, and Spectra can have 20.
Ooh, I like
That's my
20.
channel divinity.
Thank you.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Sweet. Now I'm at like halfish.
I
took
think
a lot of
everybody's at
damage.
halfish.
Yeah, I took a lot of damage in the last fight and had to go total absolute guerrilla warfare to not also be a casualty.
That was a tough fight.
You did
That
amazing,
was-
really.
That was a tough, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that one round just saved the party.
Yeah.
MVP. MVP.
Spetro's scrappy, man. Like,
Inspiration.
for who?
You.
Oh, I already got it, but
Oh, well,
it's the thought that
never.
counts.
It
Except
never
for-
doesn't get old. I love it.
Yeah. Except for the next time when I spend my inspiration,
Mhm.
then it'll count. But, and I think the last session I do believe I spent my inspiration to do something, probably trying to
think-
make hits to stun.
I'm fairly certain everybody used their inspiration during that fight at some point.
I did.
I spent my inspiration to stab Farazan on the back of the head.
Oh, just that.
Attaboy.
That's right. So you get super, what is it? Super crit.
Super advantage.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't crit him. That would have been bad.
I will say,
Great.
and I said this in the Back Patios channels, including in the Almighty space, that last session that we did was the wildest D&D thing I've ever been a part of.
Oh, that fight.
It was crazy.
It was kinda
Just-
nuts.
I mean, it wasn't just the fight; it was also the crazy twist at the end with Tarathiel stabbing Farazan and then grab. Like it was just all of these. It was cinematic. Like the way that things unfolded in that last session was amazing. So, and a lot of that does go as credit to Matt, which I always thank him at the end of these sessions when we're all logged off and stuff where nobody can hear. But it's laudable the way that unfolded, and dice too. Not to put you on the same level as random chance dice, but
I'll take it.
yeah, it was insane. It was the craziest session of 5e I've ever been a part of.
You don't really know how I DM. So to add to that cinematic display, this little narrow alleyway that you're in is just absolutely covered in blood. I mean, this is a Jackson Pollock painting of blood, because you guys are almost, several of you fell, blood there, healed up. These other three are just there's pools of blood under them, just these 3 points in these two alleyways. So yeah, this is like one of the most horrific murder scenes ever, and it's still really, really quiet. It's after midday. The shadows are getting longer in these tall and narrow alleyways. What do y'all do? Coward, there haven't been much of anybody as far as guards go. The town seems fairly vacant, considering about half of the half-orcs went and attacked Red Forge. The other half are just holding down the fort in various different places. I'm glad you asked. The patrol has been slim to none right now.
Spectra will kind of fly around really quickly and do a quick pat down and spot check up all the bodies, see if there's anything that he might think would serve the party well. He's probably the most mobile.
So looting the bodies. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
So there's the big ugly half orc. There's the wizard, and then there is the third one, which is basically a priest. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with this guy here, whoever's like down in the street. I'm pinging. Bottom left.
That I think is the big ugly half orc. All right. Go and you roll him. He has several items.
Get your
got a
pen
couple
ready,
of-
Mike Prime.
Yeah. I am getting ready to lay it out because these guys had a lot of equipment, a lot of disposable stuff, and a lot of permanent items. So here we go. The half orc has a great sword, a pair of boots that definitely are very, very well done, an
Well
amulet.
booted.
They're magical. We'll just skip past the. There's an amulet that's magical. He's wearing some studded leather armor, which is everything else is going to be mundane. Studded leather armor, a dagger, a burglar's pack, a couple of potions. I guess they're magical. An explorer's pack, and a pouch full of gold. I mean, like jingle jangle, bam, lots of money.
Fancy. I'll flit over to bottom right.
I call that the cleric. So I'm not looking at the map right now. She is wearing So the first thing that you really notice is this symbol, this holy symbol, which I think I did mention during the combat, but it was a symbol to the Ebon Triad. You know, remember the Ebon Triad, the cult of the three gods. She has a dagger that's magical. She has this veil that looks, it's I guess more like a headdress that's magical. A small, like a small vial with a silver top with like a bone fragment in it that is definitely magical. The holy symbol. And if I'm going too fast, just tell me to slow down. Thieves' tools, a healer's kit, 2 potions,
Dang.
and her own personal bag of gold coins. And
Right.
finally,
Top center.
the wizard. He's wearing stud leather armor. He has a magical ring. Staff is magical. And he has essentially a hat, a headpiece. But when you pull it off of him, it reverts back to like a head wrap instead. So it changes. Like it looks, his whole.
It's like turban. It's like a turban.
Yeah, it's just a different kind of hat, like this, like a desert style, like a turban. And when you do pull it off, his image, his visage changes a little bit, and it looks like it was basically not to change his full appearance, but it was very subtle, to where if you looked at him and then you looked at him now compared to what you looked like a minute ago, it's the same guy, but you probably wouldn't pick him out of a crowd.
Yeah.
Like the hat made him a little bit hotter.
A little hotter.
Okay.
Totally hot.
Spectro is now less attracted to him canonically.
I'm going to clutch my virtual pearls.
He has
a head of Snapchat filter.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the beauty filter. Did I mention studded leather armor?
Yeah,
burglar's
you
pack,
mentioned.
4 potions, and for lack of a better word, like a dossier. You know, like
It's his diary. It's okay. You can call it that.
Just,
His bullet journal.
yeah, it's like a
The Death
folio.
Note.
folder of sorts, as well as a very large, very packed pouch full of gold.
All right. Spectro, as he's kind of collecting this stuff, he is
Gosh.
going to personally inspect the dossier just to see what its contents are. Most of the magical stuff he's not going to have any ability to identify, so he'll leave that to
I can do that.
to Alma. But dossier, that seems mundane. He wants to know what's inside of that.
Okay, you pop that open, and what's everybody else doing? Hey, just kind of milling around, checking.
I was gonna help
watching?
just help go through stuff, do what I can.
Okay.
Fair's
Just kind
on
of deliberately standing off from everyone.
Okay.
yeah.
Don't
Fair's
nobody
on
touch nothing.
still kind of kneeling there on the ground, having kind of sat up, from being knocked the out. He's just kind of standing there, and he starts kind of rubbing at the gem on that headband. But he's just thinking.
So now that the amulet's off of your neck, you remember it's not like you didn't remember, but again, it's like you were hallucinating, but you believed every bit of it. But you realize you're hallucinating. So now that the amulet's off, you realize exactly what was happening. You remember the guy's voice in your head, and then he'd berate you every once in a while, and he'd get you angry, and then whenever you'd hit somebody or kill somebody, he'd like laugh with glee. Very sadistic kind of voice. You open the dossier, and it is quite literally a dossier. It has all 4 of you, leaflets of pages of who you are, your associates, your combat tactics, some of your magic items, where you stay, what you've been doing. I mean, like, this is a rundown of everything that you've done in the past 2 years
Wow.
since you've all have been in Cauldron. This is, and it's like suggestions. Kill this one first, and that
Which one does it say?
Alma.
Oh, shoot.
Shocker.
Well, the healer with
Top billing.
the healer with some like serious burst damage and the power of Bayori. Like, yeah, I mean, it's
I'm
just
just messing.
it's very, very almost creepy. The only one that's not as detailed is Tarathiel's, and most of it is what you would think of just laying eyes on somebody versus like really getting into it.
It's all blurry.
So, and you think, you've had that amulet of non-detection.
Detection.
Yeah. So their ability to get into what you can do is much, much less than the others were, but it's still quite a bit, except for where your hammock is. They never did find out where the old lady lives.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So Spectro will gather up all the bits. I mean, he's not going to carry over. He's probably not going to bother with things like, studded leather unless he thinks somebody in the party can actually benefit from it. Certainly, anything that he can't identify, he'll bring over to Alma. And
now, remember, with a short rest, you identify everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me? Like Spectro could do that?
Anybody with a short rest.
Anyone.
Yeah. 5e identifying items is nothing like it used to be.
Okay. But yeah, he'll bring all the magic-y bits and all the money, all of it, like hands up on Bayori, all the money. He'll bring all that over there, and he'll make a point of the dossier itself. Like it shakes Spectro some for him to be somebody who kind of prides himself on kind of staying below the radar. For somebody to have this kind of thorough information on him is very unnerving.
There's also information on Khaldun, but it's not as much, because most of the entries are he's at the Blue Crater Academy. We can't access him. I mean, stuff like that, But it does have him some stuff in there.
Does it say that explicitly? Because that's good information to have, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's got quite a bit, fireball, abjure, all these different things. It says
little
it's
bit more fire.
like it's pretty detailed, but there's a specific note saying a lot of his daily activities we can't access due to security at the Blue Crater Academy or magical wards or different things like that.
Excellent information to have.
Or fire.
Does Spectro see anything in it about the what do you guys call our secret hideout where Cowart the taco vendor lives? The murder basement?
There's nothing about that.
Okay, that's also good to know. I mean, he's just he's making notes, especially of what isn't noted. I mean, he's unnerved by the things that are, but I think he would pay equal attention to the things that aren't.
So the only location that's actually named in anybody's is the Blue Crater because of the fact that they couldn't get to him. Yeah. These are specifically about you guys. They don't bring up Drunken Morkoth. They don't bring up the murder basement. They don't bring up any of these things. They don't. There's nothing about Jinya. There's nothing about it's just each page has got detailed,
taco preferences.
Details. Yeah.
Well, at minimum, Blue Crater Academy seems to be a place that's beyond their surveillance, which is just exceedingly valuable information to have in a back pocket.
So you
someone.
What's that?
So we annoyed someone.
Yeah, annoyed is what he's saying. We annoyed somebody.
So you've gathered up this magical loot pile, stripped the bodies. They're lying there, not naked, but some of them are somewhat. You pulled armor off and cloaks and things like that. So in the middle of this alleyway.
Having experienced the effects of this amulet, would Farazan think arcane or divine magic would be best to deal with it? Blue Crater or Jinya, basically, or Alma.
Good question.
I'm not sure what you're asking me. You said deal with it. What do you mean by deal with it?
Remove it and keep it safe.
Do you think either way would work? Because it's going to take research or talking to a god or, things like that. So it could be either way. You could go Blue Crater or Jinya or, your own personal conduit to Bayori.
Yeah. Talking to a god, you say? We can do that thing.
So Farazan, having realized that this thing is that the amulet is what caused him to do that.
Yes.
He kind of, he had been kind of working through the guilt of what he did to Alma. And he doesn't 100% kind of drop that, internally, but he's not, he knows, he realizes this kind of academically that, this is the reason that he attacked, his friends, of years now. It's person, especially Alma, who's put herself on the line, not weekly, but
sometimes bi-weekly.
Yeah, sometimes bi-weekly.
Depends on our schedule.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Something
woman.
Yes, something on the order of 110 times. So he kind of steels himself and stands up, and he again looks at Alma, and he I don't know exactly how he would express this, but he would look at her and say, I was being controlled by that thing. The Blue Duke within the amulet has ways of manipulating you. And he's saying this loud enough that Tarathiel can hear it as well. And he says, when I was injured sorely, I don't remember what it was, the fire, I think it was, that took him down to a quarter.
Fireball.
Yeah, the fireball. He says, I lost myself in it. It was a rage that I'd never experienced before, and it overcame me. Says, I apologize to you, Alma. I've dedicated myself to protecting you all and the people of this city and the people that I've encountered. And I just want you to know that it was not me, and we need to do something to prevent it from affecting you. And he turns at Tarathiel and says,
I'm fine.
I know that you are, but you have new capabilities I suspect that you need to learn about. We should probably get ourselves to see Jinya and get out of the street before someone comes along and reinforces these three. If we are being hunted, as these papers suggest, and these poorly drawn pictures, we should at least get off the street. And he'll start gathering his things.
Yeah, but and Spectre hears all that, and he says, I don't know where else is safe except for Blue Crater Academy. For us to kind of retreat to and maybe seek some temporary sanctuary from, even though Jinya is not mentioned explicitly I don't know if we want to potentially bring trouble on her head if you think that that's what's going to follow us.
The resources of the Academy could be useful, and we definitely know that we have a friend there. And I believe it's closer.
Yeah, and we can always,
as the Spectro flies.
Yeah, and we can always ask Jinya to meet us there, and say, hey, we don't have time to explain this right now, but meet us at Blue Crater Academy and we'll make some things clear. And then maybe that gives us the better of both of the worlds that we think we might have at our disposal to get this thing safely off of Tarathiel's neck, Jinya, and also the resources at Blue Crater. This is, and Spectro kind of pulls up short as he begins to say this next thing. He's like, this feels like the world to us right now because this is our friend. But we also can't lose sight of the bigger picture of what's going on too. So we need to move hastily for the bigger picture's sake, not just for Tarathiel's sake.
He says,
I'm fine. I just need some of these holes stitched up, and then we can go after the Temple of Ouijas.
And Spectro will kind of walk over to Tarathiel and give him the equivalent of like, is it Sheldon? That's like, they're there. Like that's his only consolation. He does it very patronizingly. There, Tarathiel. You're right. You just have a couple boo-boos. Let's go see what Jinya and the Blue Crater Academy can do for you, pal.
He offers him a warm beverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those things are the same. I'm not sure what the question is.
There, pal. Let's just go see Auntie Jinya and Uncle
Khaldun?
Yeah, Khaldun at Blue Crater Academy, and we'll get y'all taken care of.
I want to just point something out right now that I just noticed. 2.5 years in, it's the Blue Water Academy. I've been calling it the Blue Crater. So it is the Blue Crater Academy because there's no way in hell I'll change now.
Yeah.
But it's the Blue Water Academy. Never. I think the Crater Lake and the Blue Water, I mean, it just hit my head as Blue Crater Academy. And I mean, that is what it is now.
Hey, you took the thing and you made it your own.
Yeah, yeah. But I just read it on the map. I'm like, huh.
It was deliberate. It was deliberate.
My brain just did that. Okay, so you are leaving the bodies here?
That's funny because I went looking for the Blue Crater Academy on the map and I found it, and my brain just skipped over that. That it wasn't called that. It's just like, oh yeah, 32. It starts with blue. That's probably right. It ends in Academy.
Yeah, and otter, crater, water. I mean, there's just a couple letters difference, but yeah, I had a Blue Crater in my head the whole time. That is a ridiculous thing. All right.
Let's go get healed.
Going to church, see Jinya.
No, going to the Blue Crater Academy, aren't we?
Sure, what you want to do? Like wrestle him again?
Dang, son.
And then just kind of like a friend stab you in the back of the neck. No, it's fine.
I'll allow it.
I'm sure.
I was sorry for the interruption there. Did we hide the bodies?
Spectro didn't make any efforts. Now, if your wisdom suggests otherwise, that's fine. But he was definitely in full on loot mode. His MO has always been like public display because of his background.
Yeah, Farazan would have. There was a courtyard or something, right? That's kind of a shadowy courtyard.
Yeah,
you know,
some
at least drug them over into the shadows. Or if there's I know what I can do. Is the dirt loose?
Here we go. Is the grout between the bricks
dirt
loose?
between, so that like going up and down, like the rings are cobblestone. The alleyways going up and down to the outer edge are dirt, eroded mostly by all the rain.
Is there any way anywhere that I can the Farazan can affect with mold earth?
Yeah, the alleyways between the buildings, not the main roads, but between the buildings. Yeah,
So
it's
drag them up into the
basically
alleyway after we've gotten all
loose
the crap off of them, and just I'd rather see him instead of like move the earth, put them in, and then put the earth back. Just kind of take his staff and just kind of mold them into the earth. You know, just kind of just for flavor's sake, but
Sure, yeah.
you know,
Take
cast
Like
it a couple.
quicksand, kind of.
Yeah.
push them down, then reform it over them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll just put these out of the way.
Okay, so you bury the bodies, and
Yeah, just
so
with the rest.
heading back to the Blue Crater Academy.
Yep.
Alma says, "Yeah, I'm going to help you find your sister, but not if you're wearing that necklace." Or the amulet, or whatever it is.
Also daughter, not sister.
That's your sister. Sorry, daughter. Yeah, big difference.
Where are we? What's going on?
Okay. You head to the Blue Crater Academy. No problems. You go in, and Jonathan at the front door, the front desk, he kind of directs things. He sees you walk in. Well, hello. Would you like me to get Khaldun, or at least announce that you're here? Or can I help you? Is there something else you need?
We need someone. Yes, Khaldun would probably be the best way for us to find what we need, but we need someone knowledgeable in the arcane.
I'm
Well,
quite
you
full of
come to
holes.
the right place.
I'm quite full of holes.
He's kind of Jason.
he
Please-
he
Please
kinda-
put my spleen back in.
Here it
So
is.
Jonathan kind of like looks down and looks around. Okay. I'm going to take you to see Khaldun, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Just
Go.
as a note, Farazan is down 70 hit points. Is that more than some of you have total? Max?
It's not more than I have max.
Okay.
It's more than I have
Not
currently.
more than I have max.
Okay. He's been hurt a full Alma.
I mean, it's you're all four bloodied right now, right? Like you're all four just messed up.
I'm no longer bloodied after Alma healed me some.
Okay. So you're
I am.
okay. Yeah. Very bloody.
Very hurt.
For
And-
some
and,
reason, I didn't get hit.
So Jonathan leads you up a couple of flights of stairs, and he knocks on Khaldun's door. And you reckon you've been here. I mean, you guys have been in town for years. You were spending a lot of time with Khaldun, in and out. They know you well. You know this path well. He knocks on the door, and you hear Khaldun, yes. And the door opens, and he goes, "Well, hey guys, thanks, Jonathan. Come on in." And then as Jonathan's walking away, you hear him start casting a spell, and those that cast here, you recognize he's prestidigitating the blood out of the carpet as he's going back down. Because y'all left a blood snail trail all the way up 3 stories.
He casts Roomba.
What's going on? You look
Spetro
less
has
better.
not met Khaldun, so he'll introduce himself.
Oh,
I
Nice
know
to meet
some
you.
things about you, but I'm Spetro. I am we,
Nice-
and he holds up
nice.
his hand.
nice to meet you. Shakes your hand.
Yeah. Here's what I do know about you. Consult the diary. And he'll also kind of fairly casually say, "Hey, thanks for the fireballs."
Yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't stick around, but once I spent all my stored up energy, I knew I wasn't much good, so I had to get back. How's Red Gorge?
Eh,
Did you win?
yeah, I guess it qualifies as a W. It wasn't without significant risk. It didn't come at no cost. But the city's still there. There was no actual breaching of the walls.
And he stands up as you keep talking. He gets you a chair and ushers you around and makes you comfortable and rings the bell. And one of the students comes in and is like, "Hey, do you mind grabbing some bandages and something to drink? Guys, take a load off."
Yeah.
So you guys could take a short rest. Is
And
what I'm getting at.
Spetro's gonna say, "Hey, Khaldun, you heard about the Blue Duke, right?"
I remember doing some research, but it was really, really not much out there. I mean,
Well, I got good news and bad news.
Hmm?
The good news is he's right over there, and he's just gonna kind of point over at Tarathiel.
oh yeah,
So
Hey.
that's also the bad news. It's Tarathiel. Now it was Fairzon, so again, good news, bad news, right? And that's kind of why we're here, in part because the dossier made it seem like whoever is tracking our business.
and he basically like reaches out for the dossier. You mind if I take a look at it?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's listening, but he's reading through it.
Yeah, so whoever has gained all this knowledge on us seems to not have the inroads into the academy.
Well, yeah, they've got some pretty good wards
Yeah.
here.
So we figured this is the best place for us to be, at least right now, especially this whole Blue Duke puzzle that we have to solve. Like,
What do you mean? It was Fairzon, now it's Tarathiel.
Yeah.
Like this, like. And he looks. Okay. And he begins casting a spell. And you guys recognize it. He's done it a billion times before. He's casting Detect Magic, but it's he's doing it ritual, so it's going to take him a minute.
Or 10.
So he just like ends the conversation by casting a spell, which he did quite often. Yeah. Oh, you're healing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hearing dice
We're
rolling.
all-
I'm like,
we're all
what is going
healing.
on? Is there a combat I don't know about? Yeah. go for
Don't
it.
mind me. Just stitching my arms back on.
Yeah, we can do potions real easy. So let me just go by individual. So 2 potions, I guess greater, 8d4 plus 8. 2 of those. Next one also had 2 of those. And 2 potions of greater invisibility, and that was on the wizard.
Ooh.
And then the last one had 2. Oh, I said 2. The last one had 4 potions. I think I said 2. They have 2 of the healing potions, and then 2 potions of just standard level 2 level 2 invisibility. So just regular invisibility. And let me go ahead and give you the total gold, since you got an hour. You're sitting there healing up and counting your coup. I'm going to give you the 3 numbers and let you add them together. The first one had 1,785 gold. The second had 1,298 gold. and the wizard who had the dossier had 2,436 gold.
Dang, son.
Yeah, they were obviously very well paid.
They robbed a bank right before they assaulted us.
So this takes some time. You know, you're counting the money. You're doing whatever it is that you do in a short rest that heals you. I guess jumping jacks or whatever. And early into it, Khaldun finishes, and you see his eyes kind of get that glimmer that he's got to take magic up. And he looks around and he looks over at Tarathiel, and he just kind of nods. Yeah, that's a powerful item. There's like 6 different auras on it. Where'd you get that?
We found that on one of my kinsmen who had been possessed. Possessed, I think is what the word was. Yeah. Possessed. But from my experience wearing it, there may have been something else there to it, because it does not control directly. It influences and warps what you know.
So Khaldun looks at Tarathiel and do you mind if I look at it? I could probably get a better idea if I cast some other spells.
No, I think it's best if you just leave it alone.
Okay. So Red Gorge was like 2 weeks ago. What's with the bloody now? What's going on?
We were set upon by, I guess you could say, assassins. Someone sent to kill us. They had this.
The dossier.
They had the file here with the poorly drawn images of us. There were 3. There was a brute, a magic user, and a cleric, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So they were
Lucky they didn't have a rogue.
Not that we saw, at least.
Fighter, wizard, and cleric.
Yeah.
Tarathiel just kind of smiles to himself.
An acrobat and a barbarian. A small unicorn.
Okay. That's odd. I guess I got lucky. Because my player isn't here.
Farazan looks at the 4th wall.
Maybe send out for lunches instead of going for a walk.
Yeah, why don't you guys hang out here for a minute? I'm gonna go talk to one of the other professors, and I'll be back. Make yourself at home. If you need something, just yell at the door. One of my students will come and take care of you.
Spectro turns out all the lights.
Can we in our short rest have identified some of that stuff as well?
Oh, totally. Yeah. So so short rest is done, right?
Yep.
The conversation will continue, but we're gonna go ahead and assume the short rest is done. So if you want to heal, do your healing, which I think I heard like dozens of dice rolling.
There were many.
Yeah. So we'll start with the great sword. It is known as a bloodthirsty great sword.
Oh dear.
It does an additional 2d6 necrotic damage on a regular hit, and on a critical hit, that 2d6 damage is granted as temporary hit points to the wielder.
Ooh, fancy.
So, like critical hit, you do the 1d6 necrotic. That's temporary hit points, not the total damage, just the necrotic. His boots are known as Shadow Step boots, and they're basically allow you to Misty Step once per short rest.
Ooh.
And then there is the amulet, and it is known as a Rage Forged amulet. And you essentially can go, you can rage 2 times per day, just like a barbarian. But it's like a level 1 barbarian, so you only get +2 to the damage. You get the defense. You could rage twice with all the disadvantages that come along with it. But I don't think there really are. I think you're just tired for a round. Man, we're just losing everybody tonight, aren't we? So yeah, Rage Forged Amulet, twice a day you can, as a bonus action, it's just like Rage. So twice a day you can Rage. All 3 of the, I'm sorry, not the Greatsword, the boots and the amulet both require attunement. Next we have the Sorcerer Arcane Focus Ring. So his ring is basically it's his arcane focus, like spells casters have. In addition to that, it provides 1d4 bonus damage on all cantrips. And whenever you defeat a creature, whenever you kill a creature, you get back a sorcery point.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, that's a Haas item.
Yeah.
He's wearing that turban, Veil of Illusion. It's an enchanted silken veil, bestows the casted sky self at will. So it's basically a hat of disguise. But for an assassin, it seems like a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
And then the staff is called a, where does it go? Shoot, I lost it. Oh, there it is. It's called the Shadow Step Staff. It grants advantage on stealth checks in dim light or darkness, and allows the caster to cast Misty Step once per day. Basically, a shadow jump, kind of like what Spectro does, but it's technically a Misty Step.
And I assume it only grants the advantages on stealth if you're wielding the thing,
Yes.
not like just in your possession. So
No, you'd have to have it, but a staff's a monk weapon, so.
is it magical, like +1 magical too, or just as the fiddly bits?
Yeah. And then the last one, the dagger, is a lich bone dagger. Wickedly sharp dagger made from enchanted bone of a lich. It deals an additional 1d6 necrotic damage on successful hits. Each time it damages their... Oh, so this is about to answer a question that we may have forgotten. Each time it inflicts damage, it has a chance, DC 14 Constitution saving throw, of reducing the target's Constitution by 1 until a short rest.
Wow.
However, creature's Constitution cannot be lowered below 6, so you can't die from the Constitution loss, but it can pretty much wallop you. The Veil of Shadows. This is actually a cloak. That's a dumb name for it. Cloak that offers advantage on stealth checks and allows basically to blend in shadows. So it gives you advantage on stealth checks. Once per short rest, you can use a bonus action to envelop yourself in shadow, gaining temporary invisibility until the next turn. So you basically a vanish, like from 3.5, except it's 1 turn.
Nice.
As a bonus action, you can turn invisible until the start of the next turn. And the last is a phylactery amulet. Amulet containing a small compartment for a phylactery fragment. So phylactery, like a lich phylactery.
Sensing a theme here.
It empowers necromantic spells. It gives +1 to spell attack rolls. So kind of like the book that Khaldun has, it gives him +1 to hit and DCs.
The
and all that stuff.
Grimoire or whatever.
Yeah. This is a phylactery amulet instead. And once per long rest, you can reroll the dice used for damage and choose the best. So you cast a spell, you do the damage, you can choose once per long rest to reroll all the damage and choose whichever one's better.
Ooh.
I suppose you can't wear 2 cloaks no matter how cold it is outside.
No. You can wear 2 amulets. You can wear a bunch of rings. let's see. The arcane focus ring requires attunement. Veil of Illusions casts Disguise Self. That requires it. No, that one doesn't actually.
Oh,
Shadow Staff doesn't. The Bone Dagger doesn't. The Veil of Shadows, the cloak that does stealth check and invisibility, that does require attunement, and so does the Phylactery amulet.
handy.
Yeah, all that stuff seems really neat. Half of it Spectro does kind of already.
Yeah.
But the dagger could
same.
work really well for Spectro.
So you kind of get the feeling these items obviously are for assassins. They're for sneaky and darkness and everything, because they're not really actually roguelikes, right? You got a fighter, a cleric, and a wizard. But in order to be more effective stealthy, they've got this stuff to augment that. So.
Yeah. A lot of that stealthy stuff, like I said, is kind of built into Spectro's kit. That dagger doesn't deal. It's a die lower than his short sword is, but it also adds a d6 naturally, and he could also add another d6 if he uses the tendrils. So that makes it a lot stronger than his short sword. Everything else, I wasn't. I didn't catch all the potions, so I hope somebody got that. I'm out of my healing potions, but
there were 6 healing potions, 2 regular invisibility, and 2 greater invisibility.
okay. So I think the only thing that's catching Spectro's eye as far as like a loadout goes would be that dagger.
Okay.
I'm not calling dibs. There's certainly discussions to be had, but most, at least 2 or 3 of those other items are just things that he already does that you guys would also get to do, which is dope.
Does Alma have? Does she have 3 attuned items?
I do.
Mike, I just read your message. I don't know why. It just struck me as hilarious.
I was going to say, Alma and Farazan have a lack of mobility compared to the other 2. So I was thinking, that definitely one of those things. Either the boots or the staff should go to Alma. You don't? Okay. The boots would be, could be a 3rd attuned item.
The only advantage the staff has over the boots is it doesn't require attunement.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Farazan's maxed out in attuned slots.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Farazan also likes magic sticks.
I was gonna say the stick. He's got a magic stick holder, so
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can actually stealth. Okay.
Yeah, it'll negate his disadvantage to stealth.
Do I need to tell you what the boots do again? No.
So these are
I
super
think
special
literally
items.
every one of these items came from, I guess, from the book. It quite literally allows you to Misty Step once per short rest as a bonus action. I mean, it's just like the spell. The nice thing is it's per short rest, so that's maybe a little bit more than other things.
Farazan's gonna pick up that great sword.
Okay.
And give it a swing or 2.
It's it wasn't really noticeable when you were in the middle of fighting for your life, but when you grab it and wield it in both hands, like just kind of waving around, you do see like a dark shimmer.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because it kind of can drain life and give it to you on a really, really good hit. So the interesting thing is the necrotic damage is doubled on a crit, so you're getting 2d6 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is it a plus anything, or is it just?
It's magical for the
effects.
For also for getting through magic resistance. Like You must have a magical weapon in order to blah 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 blah. Right.
Right.
But it's not +1 to hit or anything like that. It's just that the necrotic damage and then the critical special.
Okay.
The dagger, I don't know if I mentioned, it's a +1 dagger in addition to all that other stuff.
Even better.
I mean, it's a nasty weapon.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, that
found-
makes it. I mean, pretty darn. I mean, a die down, but a lot of extra
Yeah. That
stuff.
con,
for-
I don't know about that con. Well, no, yep.
it's
Every
pretty
time you
solid.
hit, they have to make a con save. And the thing is the more they get hit, the harder it is for them to save because it's draining their con.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
And
downward
this-
spiral.
Does that con saves, like if they fail and their con goes down, that directly affects HP immediately, right?
Hit points, and also they don't save Constitution saving throws as well. You know,
Yeah.
it literally makes it harder and harder and harder. So it makes sense. Like it's draining you, and like, you know, you're kind of withering down to this nothing. But down to a total of 6 Constitution. Like I said,
Yeah.
you can't kill them through Constitution drain, but a 6 con is pretty terrible. It's minus what 3 to every hit die.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what you can live through, right?
Yeah. Oh, and the Constitution comes back with a short rest. FYI.
Just in case I want to use it on a friend, Matt says as he
Yeah.
nudges
Yeah, just
nudges
letting you know.
Mike.
So you keep discussing who wants what, divvying up the loot. After about it is about an hour. Like Khaldun goes out and he comes back 45 minutes to an hour later. And he comes around and he sits behind the desk. Points at Alma. You're cursed. Did you know that?
Come again?
And then he looks over at Tarathiel. I mean, that amulet's cursed too. Might want to consider. I don't know. You don't want me to touch it? That's fine. But yeah, you're both cursed.
This isn't like an Oprah thing, right? Like you're cursed and you're cursed. And, like I'm cursed now.
So during the fight, do you remember making a
Happened during the fight.
failed? Yeah.
Yep.
She came over and she touched you, and you got disadvantage. Remember?
Curses.
Yes. So curses don't go away. They are permanent until they're removed. But which essentially takes a remove curse spell, which I think you have access to. So you can be like, I'm cool. You know.
She
But
casts,
yeah,
this
he's-
is fine.
Yeah. He said, well, when I cast Detect Magic, I saw necromancy, and it doesn't make sense. And I went and that amulet, jeez. And I went and consulted one of the other professors who deals in necromantic stuff, and he told me that's probably what it was. So, yeah, just cast Remove Curse. I don't know what's going to happen when you cast it on an amulet, but
Probably don't.
I'm not. He just busily looks at the dossier again. He was very, very interested in it.
So, I mean, are we going to go back to the temple, or what's the next move?
Which temple? You going to see Agenia?
No, the Temple of Ouijas.
We were sorry, this
The
is
ever-growing temple.
Yeah.
We go back out, it's 10 stories taller. Like, how the heck did I do that?
Yeah,
Stop that!
it's still growing. Things like a giant stubbed great toe. It's really obnoxious.
The shadow of death hangs over the city.
Yeah, it really does. It's like,
Oh,
the sundial of death.
Sundial of Death. Let's see. So we were. I forgot the exact reason why we were wanting to go in there.
Because it's sketch and sus, as the kids would say.
Aside from the giant red flag that's hanging off the side of it, and that someone's spray painted MacGuffin on the side of it.
I think some of it too was we're trying to find the location of a particular ritual that
That's it. The
Yeah.
ritual.
Oh yeah, I remember something about that.
Oh, good. The DM room.
Oh,
is
good.
Awesome.
You're still in Caldoon's office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you Caldoon right now?
I'm Caldoon right now.
Okay. Good save. Good save.
So, who sent the assassins?
We don't. know.
Did they put their name and date on the inside of their little dossier?
There was no stamp or anything.
No, that's-
From the library of Beholder number 7.
yeah.
Yeah. Add me to the RICO case.
This is all very Freedom of Information Acty right now.
Mhm.
Now, I mean, do we have strong suspicions?
All of my suspicions are strong.
Spectro sees himself out.
Disadvantage.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should. You should take a long rest.
I'm hearing
Right.
voices.
Right now,
Is
we're
that part
just
of the
answering
quest?
Caldoon's question.
Yeah.
We're not setting out towards the temple yet. Caldoon said, "Do we know who sent the assassins?"
We have any idea?
Yeah, I mean the short answer is without this book belongs to. We don't have concrete evidence, but we may have suspicions, and that might steer us in different directions.
The priestess
Triton?
wore the symbol of the Ebon Triad. We've had encounters with them before,
Oh, I've been trying. Yeah.
but
Those the guys that are making the cages, right?
yes, so that would indicate that it's associated with them. Well, do we know what the group is? I can't remember what the group is. The cage rights.
Cage rights.
Cage rights.
Hey, inspiration. You know how to do inspiration.
I'm back even, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have inspiration.
Cage rights. The last laugh.
Said perspiration.
Whoever killed the mayor. They're all the same.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've heard about the mayor.
Or at least they're concerted. Like this is too much for coincidence. So
I
yeah,
don't believe in coincidence.
yeah. Well,
There's
Says
a
Calvin.
treachery
Says
demon
Calvin.
out there that
Yeah,
we pissed off.
Did you say a charcuterie demon?
No, but if we can find one of those,
I am now making a creature.
I'm hungry.
A demon that attacks you with sliced, savory, and sweet meats.
roll for
Kills
pepper
his
jack
victims and
cheese.
serves them on a board.
You go to reach for it, he just whacks you with the board over and over again and charges you ridiculous prices. I'm
Pickled
done.
onion attack.
I mean, so what we're
smells so bad.
what we're saying is, and correct me if I'm wrong. This is Adkins speaking.
You're wrong.
We do. I mean, okay, I'll stop. Now, I do think that we're very. I think we're leading in the right directions when we assume or we're trying to deduce at least that the cage rights and also the Ouija stuff is all interconnected. Mike Prime also mentioned Last Laugh. Now, Spectro knows way less about the Last Laugh than you guys do. He came in much later in the game. But there does seem to be some pretty reasonable connection between we're trying to find where this ritual or whatever is where it's taking place, and now we're being prevented from doing that by folks that are also connected to the thing that is trying to perform it. And so yeah, that seems like a pretty strong suspicion. We might get Scooby-Dooed in the end, but that's what we're working with right now. It'd be like pup named Scooby-Doo, where we get red herringed at some point, possibly. But
Ruh-roh Raggy.
yeah,
I was with you
What?
up until you started talking. What are you talking about?
we're still trying to answer Khaldun's question. Do we know who sent the assassins? And we're like, we have a reasonable guess because we're trying to find the location of this
Ritual.
This ritual, and it is tied to the cage rites and also to the Ebon Triad, and we've seen that symbol in these couple of places. So we feel like there's connective tissue between all this stuff. So we might not be able to supply him with a single name, but it does seem to be tied to this particular event that we're sniffing up the tree of, basically.
So did you try talking to him?
Which ones?
The assassins.
The people trying to murder us? No. We were busy not being murdered.
We didn't have
Yeah,
time.
Also,
They're
and
very
also
effective.
trying not to be murdered by one of our own.
Sorry.
We had our hands full.
And he kind of cuts his eyes over the amulet. I mean, Alma, you talk to dead people all the time.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
true.
I need a shovel
No, I don't.
and a wheelbarrow.
You can do both.
And a Holocaust
And
cloak.
a Holocaust cloak, yeah.
Gotcha.
Why did you tell me I had a Holocaust cloak?
Miracle Maxes. Said I could keep it.
Faisal is like, I'll be right back. Tell.
I don't think at the time
Well,
she may not even have the spell slots for it right this second.
yeah.
true. I mean, you may not have prepared or anything,
There's
but
also
like,
preparation involved in
yeah.
a lot of things that I need to do, personally speaking,
So,
right
like,
now.
and
In
as
that
fair as
moment,
some-
I don't think we were capable of it. Could we do it now or eventually, like after a rest of some kind? Sure, but
Long
and
one.
Farazan hops up at the mention of talk to him, and Khaldun's like, "Hey, do not bring those bodies here."
This is a respectable academy.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. You guys walk in here look like you've been cut in half. I can barely explain that away. Don't bring dead bodies in here.
But you read the dossier. This is a safe place.
It's also a school and a library. Like, you guys are welcome. Just don't bring dead bodies into the academy.
You have a basement or a shed or something?
We have a basement.
Yeah.
Don't bring those bodies here.
He's like, be cool.
I
I
mean,
guess
we
we're gonna have
won't
to
let
do
you-
this in the murder basement then.
We'll stop you at the front door and like, hey, take the dead bodies back out, please.
That's fine. We'll go get murdered in the street then.
We'll make sure you
guys are
don't
welcome
know
to
there are
stay.
dead bodies here.
They're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
We'll
nobody's
give
going
you-
to move him, right?
We'll give you plausible deniability.
What if we pay their tuition fees?
Set them up
Good
in the
point.
back of the class. Pull a hat down over their eyes.
We do weekends at Bernie them.
We jazz at Bernie's?
Oh, good one.
Yeah, that's right. All right, clean them up. Make sure they're not dripping blood everywhere. Come at night. Let me know when you're coming, and we'll take them to the lab.
What is the tuition cost?
$1 million. It's like 500 annually per student. It's a very, very, 500 gold, so it's a very rich. It's like web.
I mean, that's only we're talking about needing it for less than a day. That's like a little more than. That's less than 1.5 gold for the time that we actually have the bodies in the building. We got to get prorated here. Is what I'm saying, Khaldun.
I really don't need the money. I don't want these
He
dead
was offering
bodies.
it for free.
Yeah, you guys
I'm
can
just
bring 'em
envisaging
in,
going to
but-
university and saying, I'd like to attend one class. How much will that cost?
$5.
See,
Yeah.
is it coming to America where?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like, how much if you just put the coke in my hand?
yeah, right.
How much for one rib? You know?
All right,
I haven't seen
clean
that
them
in a long
up.
time.
Make sure they're not dripping blood and dirt everywhere. Come at night, and then there'll be
Okay.
very few people here. It's fine. It's fine. He's got that look that Khaldun gets on his face sometimes. Like, all right,
I guess we really
as long
only
as
need
it's
the
not
head.
the
right?
fireball in his eyes look. That's
No. That's constant.
We really just need
The
a
Umbra
head. though,
Flames.
right?
It's just-
Yeah.
He just looks like Endeavor.
That's a niche joke.
Yeah, sorry.
I got it.
so this is Matt.
I'm out.
If you guys literally started your long rest right now, you'd be done at like 4 a.m., which would be.
That'd be the perfect time for body retreat.
It's like that's a good time to drag a body through the town.
And you said you want to do a long rest. And Khaldun, yeah, you guys can absolutely go. We've got plenty of empty beds. You can go rest up. You're fine here.
Do you have a king size?
Yeah, but I think it's boxy.
Sticky.
Yeah, it's a little sticky.
Do you have a footstool?
Yes.
It's just my size.
Okay. Perfect. And you hear a meep.
Meep.
He see Khaldun looks, drops a copper.
Yes.
I know you're in here. I don't know what you are, but I know you're in here.
Long rest complete.
Yay.
Oh, I'm gonna need
You
more
did
time
not
on
level up.
Oh.
Sorry. I feel like every time you guys take a long rest recently, it's like, we're leveling up. Not this time.
To be fair, that's because we only take a long rest once per level.
Pretty much. Yeah. And yep.
Oh, I've got a level of exhaustion. Oh,
Not
good.
anymore.
Not anymore. Yay. Requires food and or drink.
You have, yeah.
You
You're
only
basic-
have one of those.
It's kind of like staying in the dorms. There's food. There are students around when you get there in the dark. When you go out to
student
find the
food.
bodies and all that stuff, nobody bothers you. But Khaldun does mention, you guys remember they were scrying on us in the orphanage, right?
Did you detect that when your spell was active?
No, they can't scry in here. But when we were at the orphanage, remember when we were talking to the half-orc kid, so we knew that they were keeping an eye on us, but not like that. That is thorough.
Yes.
I give it an A.
Can you,
Great.
I don't know, dust it for prints? Or,
No.
Docket for poor grammar.
Can we
Is there any way we can? Is
run
there
a
any way we
trace?
can lower the grade?
Can we run a
Minus.
trace?
Yeah, so long rest complete. Fast forward, you get the bodies out of the dirt. They're no longer bleeding. Get them back to the lab. I know, Rachel, you're going to have to do some spell swapping, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna need some time.
I'm going to assume that one of the spells that you're going to prepare is going to be Speak with Dead.
Yes.
So we can't. do
Spoiler
that.
alert.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
I didn't see that.
crazy talk. Can't believe the DM's putting words into a player's mouth.
Railroading. That's best.
I know. That's what I do.
well.
Because Khaldun would have been like, why didn't we talk to those bodies?
We couldn't. She was spent. She died like twice.
That's true.
Yeah.
I had a bad experience.
Mhm.
All right.
All right.
So,
Things
what are you
are
thinking about?
slow.
the questions.
Me?
Communal. I mean, you guys usually discuss it before you cast it.
I have that. I mean, I pretty much keep that prepared. So, I'm looking at some other stuff.
Okay.
That I need to have.
Who does number 2 work for?
Yeah, I guess. Who hired you?
Yeah.
That's the first question.
Okay.
Who hired you to kill us?
Right.
Is that reasonable?
I think it's
Yeah.
reasonable.
It's the best place to start. 100%.
All right. So, who hired you? 100%. Okay. 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 All right. So, who hired you? 100%. Okay And
Or do we need to be less specific? Just in the surely they got paid because of their pockets, but
Why'd you try to kill us?
yeah, or
Because we
or
got hired.
who
Who hired?
who sent you? You know,
Yeah, who sent you to kill us?
I just realized you're not actually asking these out loud. You're like discussing what to ask. I was about to say, all right, pick one.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
you did just you
Yep.
did just say we discuss these things
Yep,
before
yep,
we do it,
yep.
so we're
Absolutely.
doing that thing.
Absolutely.
They literally made a movie about this.
Are you
Yeah,
guys
right.
talking about? Because there's, I guess, more than just speak with dead questions that we can go ahead and talk about too. I.e., God.
So you was it 2 or 3 questions to Biori?
I can
I don't know.
I can ask the corpse
gonna-
up to 5 questions and Barry 3.
Okay.
What are the corpse's responses limited to?
I'm reading now.
Their knowledge in life.
Yeah.
Personal first-hand knowledge.
It's not yes or no, right?
Nah, I don't usually play it that way. That just seems kind of
No.
ridiculously over cryptic.
It is not in Matt's best interest to grind the story to a halt because we ask crappy questions.
Exactly.
Right.
That just
I-
leads to a crappy stream. So,
Yeah.
for coward's sake,
I am a DM that wants to just shovel all the info I can at you guys.
Think of the viewers.
Because if I don't, you don't know anything, you know. So
Yeah.
Okay, so first question is going to be, who sent you? Right,
Yes.
Who
That's
sent you to
basically-
kill us?
and I'm not gonna, I'm not going to do the D&D movie. I'm not going to be like, oh, what's like this? No. Who sent you?
Where are they? Might be a good one too.
well, who first, mate?
Yeah. We're talking about cascading questions. So who sent you? Assuming we get an answer, where is that person or those persons? Because that might confirm some suspicions, but it might also, even if it doesn't, like if it doesn't lead us to the Tower of Ouijas, then we could also, that's like another lead for possibly later. You know, take care of the Temple of Ouijas while we're here. Also have a lead to go and hunt down when we're finished here.
So once the spell's cast, the only person that can actually ask them questions is Alma. So you guys can like brainstorm all you want while the spell's being cast. It's just like, all right, Alma, ask him this, and then she's like, blah, blah, blah. It's just, you know, my imitation of Rachel apparently.
One job in this spell. It's a stupid job,
flattered.
but I'm going to repeat the damn computer.
So
So the first thing you ask, who sent you?
who? Then we went to where?
So who sent you? He says the veiled woman. What? So I'm thinking, what's the skill in 5e that would be like local knowledge, like knowledge of the city, and honestly, Tarathiel, you would have an advantage because you spent an entire like summer studying basically culture.
I mean, I suspect this is Jill, is the veiled woman. That's my suspicion and what Tarathiel would jump to immediately. Because he just suspects the last laugh was behind all of this anyway.
How about a diplomacy? Diplomacy, is that?
No, it's not a thing in 5e.
No, it's not it. What is it?
You got history.
Persuasion is diplomacy.
It's not that. History.
If you're talking about like local knowledge, history
Yeah.
might be okay, or
think-
investigation maybe.
Investigation. So history or investigation using intelligence, which I think they both are anyway. But
Yeah.
and I will give Mike, I'll give Tarathiel advantage because of the studying you did. And Alma, you can roll as well, even though, you know, casting and stuff like that.
I'm sorry for what?
You can roll a knowledge. You can do a knowledge, investigate, or history to kind of get an idea who the veiled woman might be.
Oh, those are both poor.
Okay.
Um,
Well, only Mike gets advantage. Sorry.
Don't worry, I got it.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fine.
Mike Prime
Okay.
rolled pretty well. Grandpappy Prime.
27.
My computer hates
27.
me right now.
I have double proficiency on investigation.
Oh, Jesus, perfect. In that
Yeah.
case, you now. So you already had the suspicion, right? We Joss, because it was shady, and you had some what was it? What are the kids? Sus and sketch.
Sus and
Um,
sketch.
Sus and sketch.
It wasn't bussin', y'all. I don't know. I'm old.
You firmly believe that this guy is referring to the high priestess of Wijas, who is currently out of town.
Yeah.
But she, when she goes out to like these nice luncheons at the whichever one of the two restaurants, I always get mixed up. She is known to wear a black veil over her face. It's also a sign of respect to Wijas because she's a high priestess of death, and she's also the thing about Wijas is they're not just death; they're also like wealth and high society kind of thing. So when she goes out, she is decked to the nines. Usually wears a veil. So you're almost certain. And then, of course, the very, very beginning, who was it that delivered the kid back to the orphanage?
Oh.
The beholder in the dress.
Beholder in a dress.
The whole
We found the beholder in the dress.
with the freaky arms.
It only took us 3 years.
Good God. Don't put it like that.
So that's what you think he's referring to, because that's who he saw, right? This woman in a veil hired him. I am having a terrible time remembering her name, so I'm trying to look it up.
Amaral Alastani.
Thank you very much, Emerald Alastani. Double. No.
And she left Ivik Iverson in command.
Yes, correct.
I have no idea how to spell Emerald, and it's not.
Emril.
That's not the way I started
Sadly.
at all.
Just like the cook.
It's
Emril.
Bang.
Alustani.
I guess he's Bam. Bang is
Bam.
the Futurama parody of
That's right.
bam.
Emerald.
I spelled it like this, which is wrong. Enjoy.
Hey,
All right,
now,
question-
Grinalstani.
Numero doso.
Where
That's the
is
Elvish
this
song.
person?
I don't know.
Okay. Noted.
So, it's not. I don't know. I guess it'd be better to say almost like questioningly, the temple.
Oh, I thought we were going to ask, where did you meet this person? Or where did they? Where were you when they sent you?
Yeah,
Is that a compound?
no,
question?
the way that I phrased it initially was, where is this person?
And this person is referring to the veiled woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So his
casting-
answer is
casting
basically
questions.
like a verbal inflection of a shrug. The temple.
Yeah.
Which could also be answering your question, Jamie, which is that's where I saw them last anyway. So
Yeah. Oh, does anyone else know that you were sent? Maybe
Ike Iverson.
Oh, that's the guy
second
that Alan Iverson is the guy that's in charge.
He's the one that's actually in town right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I wrote that he's kind of an idiot on my notes.
Yes.
I don't know why I have that written down. It's in parentheses. Kind of an idiot.
Because
It's factual.
Jenya said it.
Oh, okay, well, You know how I feel about her, so.
That's
There we
3.
go.
They got 2 more.
Making fun of me.
Would that be? Yes, I guess.
Got 2 more questions, right?
2 more questions. Right.
What is your favorite color?
Green, no blue. Black. Rachel, have you seen Quest for the Holy Grail? Just
Nope.
Real quick aside. No. Okay. Jamie, have you seen?
Jamie?
Yes.
You've seen it? Okay.
Yes. A couple of times. My name is Tim.
Tim?
You know that was he did that because he actually forgot the name of the
Yeah.
character they decided to go with, and he's like Tim.
Yeah.
And they kept it.
Yeah, he does say it with a question mark, which
Yeah.
is hilarious.
Yeah.
You are wise, oh Tim.
2 more questions.
Anybody?
I mean, is there anything else that we think we could glean from these folks? I mean, who and where and who else? I mean, assassin work is kind of like black opsy and, only need to know. So I don't know that we'd get a ton more from them.
Can we reasonably, and this is me speaking out of character here. There's a big fighter, a sorcerer, magic user, human.
The fighter's a half orc.
Half orc, okay, big.
The forgotten. The sorcerer was a half elf,
Half elf, and then
and
the lady was a priest.
priestess. Human.
Okay, so we could reasonably approximate those 3 with our party with very little effort, yes? Question mark?
Who are you asking?
Like they kind of match.
He's
Yeah,
asking-
like you got
Yeah,
you
he's
got the
asking
big
table.
you got the big ugly guy. You got
Oh,
a medium sized person, and then you've got a priestess. I'm thinking that the 3 of
Jamie's
us.
thinking mirror matches.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm
had that thought earlier.
I'm thinking we take their stuff and put on the clothes and the veil and all that other stuff, and then we go meet Ike and tell him that we were successful, but we need to know where to meet him, and we catch him
Well, he
red-handed.
he was left in charge at the temple, right?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna-
Right. So to that end, my next question would be,
What do we do with Spetro?
no,
I don't know who Spetro is.
Yeah. Yeah. Where were you to report back?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So we finish the mission and we catch him, and obviously,
Yeah. What's your rendezvous point?
yeah.
Yep.
And
no, we're
were
good.
you only paid half up front? Do we expect more money?
Is there another 5,000 gold waiting for
Yeah.
us?
Rendezvous point. The temple.
Okay. So
Makes
just
sense.
We have one more
Rim-
question left.
You do.
Yep.
I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I think it might be good to know if that we were required to be returned dead or alive.
Oh yeah, there you go. I would assume dead because they were.
I would assume dead too, but
That's what Spetro could do.
I can make you even death, or if you can pretend really well.
Yeah.
I just really like that spell.
I mean, my performance isn't great, so you can do the fake death thing on me. And then you guys can just say that the wizardy one just disintegrated the others. Nothing left to
I'm just
reclaim.
saying,
All we
it's
got is
turning
the
into a
short one.
shenanigan, but
Yeah.
it could work.
So
I mean, worst case, it doesn't. We're still at the temple and we're planning to go there anyway.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
That's
yeah,
valid.
it's fine. It's fine.
Should we ask that as a final question, or is there something that's better
I don't know.
that we
if
could
there's-
get from this potty?
Yeah, again, I think that assassins aren't like given the tour of all of the it's just like
Yeah.
we know that this is dirty work. Just do this very specific thing and we'll pay you. So I don't know that we're gonna leech a lot of extra information out of them. So, but dead or alive could be a good piece of information for sure.
Yeah,
I like it.
Everybody cool with that?
go there. Yeah, go with
Okay. That's what I'll ask.
So tell me what you're asking.
Basically, if part of like their deal was for were they supposed to bring back like bodies or proof? Was it dead or alive?
it. Oh, what proof? Yeah, what proof were they supposed to provide? And
Of
that-
a mission success.
does that include the dead or alive bit? I don't know
guess
if that
not.
includes that. Yeah. Okay. So dead or alive. Yeah.
Your heads.
Spectro. It's like
I can't feign your head coming
Yeah.
off. That'd be a little harder.
I mean,
But you
it's
could
not
hide
much-
your body in Farazan's jacket or something.
I was gonna say, put him in a-
Wait a tick. Wait a tick.
It's not that much more effort to bring the whole Spectro than it is just a Spectro.
Yeah.
head.
So, what we need is for Fezan to put on the wrap thing
Uh-huh.
and change his appearance,
Uh-huh.
and then just have all of us inside of his coat with our heads hanging out.
I was thinking much more Harry Potter than that because we have a cloak that can make somebody invisible. Like, what if I just
Mhm.
tucked it on like this? But I don't suspect that would work.
And then he goes, bleh.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. That's fine.
I think you got what you were looking for, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bring out your heads. Okay. Looks like almost in and out again.
So
Well,
we are getting close. So
Khaldun just like, well, I guess you found what you're looking for.
I'm going to go put this back.
This is in the bodies, right?
Yeah. Unless you have a use for them here.
No. We don't need the bodies.
Okay.
I mean, how many coppers do we need to stick to him before Boxy will just eat it?
Just sprinkle some coppers.
The
around.
mimics like copper the best. They eat anything. They're like pigs. Feed all the bodies to the mimics.
Yeah, you go over to the lab sink and you open it up and there's just a mimic sitting underneath the drain. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
very Flintstonian.
Yeah, right.
Hey, if it works, it works.
So what's the? Go ahead.
So we're back to the Temple of Ouija.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've rested. We've got confirmation of our suspected direction is
Yeah.
where we're at.
So the question is, do we kick in the door or do we try to go in a more stealthy manner?
I mean, a beholder took that kid, and if this woman is the person that retained him, we have no idea what's in there.
This is true. We may find a beholder, an entire cult of people attempting to create a gate to another plane. We could find Nabthorton himself.
I guess that's a question that I don't know that we've considered, right? So we know that this tower has gotten larger. Has it become more populated? Like, have we seen an influx of Ouijas?
Ites?
Yeah.
Ouijasians?
It wasn't obvious until you started thinking about it, but yeah, Ouijas has become the dominant religion in Cauldron.
By convert or by...
I mean, you don't have people out being. I mean, there's no Inquisition or anything like that. It's just they've got money, and which allows them to reach out more and to pull more people in and go, hey, look how shiny and wonderful we are. Look at our nice robes. Look at what you can have. Worship Ouijas, and this can all be yours. So, and then they grow this temple to make it the biggest temple. And so I mean, it's just like there is a huge influx of money coming from somewhere, and this temple has just grown like a fungus. I don't know, some other word. The temple's grown. Yeah,
Like a weed.
Weejoss has certainly become the lead religion now that you know, not really been obvious, not really something you've been thinking about, but absolutely.
All right.
And it was always one of the top. Like St. Cuthbert's one of the bigger ones. Like two of the other ones are almost just shrines. I mean, they're the only other one that actually has anything at all is the Colosseum Cord. Yeah. The other two are more or less just little shrines. So their presence was there. Cords is mainly for athletes and lugheads. So St. Cuthbert was really the only other one that was kind of neck and neck, and now it's not like this, but it's just Freud was right. Weejoss has just kind of taken the lead.
Yeah. All right. Well, it seems like we know roundabouts where we need to go. It might be valuable for us to ask Khaldun if he's got anything that might serve us well. He's trusted enough where we can kind of catch him up on what he hasn't been privy to since he started studying, right, at Blue Crater.
Teaching. He's a
Teaching.
full tenured professor at this point.
So who knows?
You
You miss 100% of the shots that you don't shoot. So we can be like, this is our plan. This is what we think we're up against. Do you have anything that might serve us well? And regardless of his answer, I think we know where our compasses are pointing.
So there's a very small likelihood that I have anything to help you with, because I don't know if Heath will ever play again. So that's what we're going to come down with, right?
That's fair.
Yes,
Yeah.
if Heath were here, 1,000% he'll go with you. But
No, I was thinking more of like resources, items or whatever.
The blueprints to the tower. Or...
Yeah. Is that
Those would help,
is
but
that
exams
something that we
start
can get
tomorrow.
at the like town hall or hall of
But
records or whatever?
you want a copy of the final exam? Is that what you're asking for? That goes against
We're
policy.
back to
They
the
just renovated the
we're
tower.
back to the question of
They may
whether or
not-
not they got the appropriate permits to build this structure. Because if they did,
So-
then we would have all the blueprints for it.
The one thing I can certainly offer you, which seems to be of most importance, is safety. I'll let them know that you're welcome to come up here and to
We'll
stay
take
the
that.
night. As far as item, I mean, all I've been doing is reading and teaching. I don't really have much more. I don't write scrolls. That adventuring life is kind of behind me.
Do you have any students that you just could do without?
You have two of them down in
Don't we
your
have,
murder
we have
basement.
henchmen?
we've got a
Yeah,
couple.
you got several. I think you got one or two students down there. You've got I know you guys kind of got away from the henchmen, which is perfectly fine. But you got, I think, Artist Shimwick's down there. You've got got Cowart, the taco trainer. You got the 3D. I mean, you got like a dozen would-be henchmen if you decide to have them. You could only
We're
take
looking
one per
for-
person, but
We're looking for competent but not promising, like a solid C+.
yeah.
Somebody that just really grinds your gears, that you could sell this as an opportunity for extra credit,
It's a
even
work
though you
study.
know that they're going to die. That's what we're looking for.
So here it is, students. Here's the test, and if you fail, you're going to the murder basement.
All right, we're just kidding. We'll gladly take the offer of the equivalent of a sanctuary here.
And you can use the library, which gives you advantage on research and stuff like that. But as far as something to take with you, now he doesn't have anything to give you.
The only thing I can offer you is this mimic. Okay. Yeah. We're at our 2 hours, so
Okay.
probably
So the plan next time is to go to the Temple of Weejoss.
yes. Tower
I
assault.
believe so.
Well, I tell you what. Next time we'll start at the front door of the Temple of Weejas, because those 2 priests that were there guarding, there is nobody up front now. It is completely clear.
All right, sounds like fun.
These aren't the priests you're looking for.
Can we end with, guys, didn't we forget something? And then just cut to the Lord Mayor at the Koinixie ordering another glass of water, waiting for us to show up for dinner.
And Victor. Yeah,
So,
because that was last night. It's like
okay.
4 a.m. Lord Mayor's like, oh, God. We're the heroes of Cauldron. See you, Coward. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Have a good night. Oh, we're not here next week.
That's right.
That's
I forgot.
correct.
Okay. All right.
So 2 weeks. The 18th.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah. See you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Glad you said that because I had forgotten.
I didn't. This next 2 weeks has cost me a lot of money.
That's what you're taking a trip. Wait, aren't you going to Disney? You doing a Disney thing?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Universal.
I'm gonna go visit Atkins.
Going to Atkins' house?
Yep.
Oh.
How much is he charging you?
We haven't discussed it.
You said it costs you a lot of money. I'm like, I have questions.
Okay.
The final,
All
the
right.
amount's not finalized until the invoice is printed.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
I
press
wish you
down
the
hard.
best.
All right. Have a good night.
See you guys.
I'm
You
cutting
guys.
this thing
Bye.
off.